Dave, we got TPKd live on stream, man. It's no good.
Happens. It's D&D, man.
That's what we're going to talk about today. So, I hope you guys are ready. Let's get started. Welcome, adventurers. What's going on, guys? My name is Cody. This is Taking 20, a channel about all things role-playing games, and I have the marvelous, magnificent, stupendous, wonderful, incredible, amazing David Friant with Nerdarchy joining me today. Dave, thanks for hopping on, talking about us getting TPK'd live on stream, buddy.
Thanks for having me on, man. That was quite a build-up. I don't know if I can live up to that.
I'm sure you'll live up to that. So, man. Okay, so first off, if you guys don't know, Dave is a fellow cast member on a show called Save or Dice that we do together, along with Will Jones with Encounter Roleplay and Jim Davis and Jonathan Pruitt with WebDM. And a few weeks ago, we've been waiting to make this video. I think, a couple weeks now, right? 2-3 weeks, something like that.
It happened 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, so three weeks ago. We got TPK'd, man. We got TPK'd legitimately live on stream in the middle of like a sponsored game. And it just happened. We
still had sessions left to play out.
I know it was, I think that was one of the special things that we've always kind of mentioned about Save or Dice, right? Is that it's a real D&D game. It is a legitimate D&D game where the Dungeon Master shows all the roles publicly. So I know that there's awesome shows out there like Ack Inc. and Crit Roll and a plethora of Twitch streamers that do some really cool stuff, but with Save or Dice, everything is like it's right there for the audience to watch, and the DM oftentimes just says, "Here's what the AC is," and we lost. We totally died, man. We got TPK'd.
Yeah, there's some shows out there, and I think because they don't show their dice rolls, and leaves them a little more open to criticism. And just because they're showing their dice rolls, it doesn't mean they're fudging rolls or anything like that. It's just the way that they're doing it. But because our dice are electronic, we show them on the screen. It makes it easier. Even in the GM roundtable, this was like a big topic that came up with Merles and Cobol and the Mats. Is the idea of plot armor, and it's a big deal, and they all struggle with it as streamers, going, well, there's that fear that the audience isn't going to think it's real D&D and that they won't kill the characters. And they even went as far as to talk about campaign 2 for Critical Role because they were starting at such a low level where the other one picked up somewhere in the middle. So the characters are a little tougher. Mm-hmm. And they're like, at second level, these characters can die.
That's exactly it.
They even talked about during the last season when one of the characters did die but got brought back, that the player was ready to let go of that character and be like, no, he's done. His story's been told. But because of the way they ran the resurrection and stuff, it was so compelling that it actually convinced the player to continue playing his character. Now, I didn't watch season 1, so I don't know if all that transpired and people got to see that or if that was like behind the scenes.
I'm pretty sure they all got to see. I watched for like the first 20 episodes or something like that. But yeah, you get the feeling. You get the feeling that it's just like you just get the feeling that when you watch those shows, and even as a streamer, that you and your players have plot armor, right? I mean, like as an example, for us for Save or Dice, we spend a lot of the money that we get in from our sponsorships on art, on custom art. That's the whole point to having
that's the running joke,
right?
If you die, you got to buy new armor and new art.
That's exactly it, because it's legitimate. It's a legitimate game of D&D, and when we actually died, we didn't have one character die. We had the entire group go down. And I was actually happy to see. Well, that's not true. I guess that's not true because Worm got away, right? Your character actually got away.
It was alluded to that he was going to die off camera, off scene, but it never got, like the comic books. We didn't see the body, right? So,
right. So yeah, so your character, and we'll give a little bit of spoilers here because we've tried to give everybody enough time to catch up and watch that particular season.
It'll be like a month by the time.
And you got there's Pruitt immediately after it happened was like, we just got TPK'd. Like that's he was saying that on Twitter. So it's like no spoiler alerts for anybody. But we all went down in a big market, and then Worm, as he was trying to escape, got cornered in the sewers
Yeah. So let's unpack it a little bit, right?
Sure.
So the DM alluded to the fact that we were going to be overrun and overwhelmed for about 3 rounds.
He did.
But we were like, your nemesis shows up, and the rest of us really don't like her. And we're like, if we can just last one more round, one more hit, we're going to kill her and we're going to take her out. And that's like, we're so focused on that we just stayed 2 rounds too long.
We just stayed too long.
And, Proet's character got dropped early. We got him back up. And then 2 of the other characters went down. He's only got like 4 hit points. My character was actually doing pretty well at that time. I looked around. My character's a bit of an opportunist and kind of a coward when it comes down to it. And like, it was actually, I thought it was a testament to him to stay as long as he did, because he felt a bond to the other characters. But he's like, nah, they're dead. There's nothing I can do. I'm just a little kobold. And he used everything he had left to get away. And then he got cornered by one of his criminal contacts in the sewers by his men. And they brought him back to the hideout where he alluded to, well, you've been dealing with me. You guys are the most wanted people. I can't be connected to this. You guys just made me really rich and I have to protect this. So, and then we faded to black.
So, so let me ask you this. Do you feel like, because like I just shot a video earlier today that it's going to go up in maybe before this video, maybe after this video. Honestly, I'm not sure when I'll release it, but it'll be pretty close to this video. And I talk a little bit about choice, not having a lot of choice in Saber Dice Season 2. And so let's talk about that a little bit. Do you feel like do you feel like we just gave up because of our circumstances and we were just like, no, we're digging in and we're going to kill this chick knowing that we were going to go down, or knowing that we were going to risk it because we didn't have a lot of choice, or maybe because of the tone of the game? Like, how do you feel?
My impression was...
Do you feel like the tone of the game set up a TPK?
No. What I don't feel that way, because what I feel like, one, your character was tortured by this character, both physically and mentally and emotionally. And it was really bad. And your character was going through a lot of stressful, trying things. And so had Jim Davis's character as well.
Ajax, yeah.
There was some really like emotional wrenching shit that happened to those characters. So I feel like they were in a bad place. And, venting their frustration on Needles was kind of like a representation of all that building tension. And not only that, like our situation was really grim. Ajax probably never thought he was going to make it out alive. Your character was pretty grim towards the end too. You'd already lost everything. I'm not sure what Pruitt's character's thought was, where he was going with it.
I think it was just loyalty at that point, right? Where he just built in loyalty and kind of been through the ringer with us. I mean, that's I don't know. That's maybe kind of my vibe that I got from Elvadine.
Yeah, I don't feel like he was he wasn't as fatalistic as you two, though. I definitely got that. Worm was like stuck between a rock and a hard place and didn't know where to go. You were powerful allies, and there was nothing on the other side. And at the same time, he was building relationships with them. But he was like, "No, I plan on getting out of this alive. we're going to do what you guys want to do, and I'm going to find a way to live."
Up until the point where I'm going to be murdered, and then I'm going to leave. And it's exactly what Worm did. Like he was trying to, he was like, yeah, it's not. I'm not gonna die for you guys or anything. He did exactly what he was talking about doing. I thought that was really fun.
Well, I hate it when people always play like these stereotypes or these cliches, and they lack depth to their characters. And I like to play like a lot of different characters, and definitely I would absolutely play that character that would dig in and fight to the end. But I would have decided that in the beginning of the game with that character, like that was his personality, or he would have grew towards that. But like in this character, it went in a different direction.
Yeah, I understand that. I feel, I kind of feel like I do kind of feel like if the game had been in a different, I don't know, structure to it, that maybe some things might have been different with us by the end of it. But yeah, by the end, you're exactly right. You know, Ajax had lost his reunited with his son to see him immediately murdered and then turned undead. Okay, and then he's dealing with all that while at the same time. So it's like the campaign starts off, and we are prisoners about to be executed for our failed rebellion, publicly, horribly, painfully executed. We get rescued only to pretty much be indentured by our rescuers, to be sent off to go find these enemy vampires who pretty much want to threaten and indenture us to send us off to go fight Ajax's son now, who's been turned against him. We flee to a mobster who pretty much wants to indenture and threaten us. So I kind of felt like no matter where we turn, and all the while being the absolute most wanted characters in the entirety of the game setting. So, you know, I do kind of feel like some of that was kind of set up for us to just be like, fuck it, let's burn it down. And when Ajax kind of started making those shifts from Jim Davis when he was wanting to be a vampire, I think that was kind of a big shift in tone for the game, where it was like, okay, he's ready to give up. And then I think the rest of us just kind of clung to that. And then, of course, when Needle showed up, it was just like, nothing matters. Let's kill her, even if we die and go out in a blaze of glory, so to speak.
So so like the campaign was very fatalistic and grim in its nature, and you know there was no real good choices. It was full of bad people all the way around. So like all that stuff culminated to it's not that I don't want to say like no one cared about their characters. It was more like they cared so much about how their characters viewed this world and their place in it that they were willing to kind of like take it to the extreme and to the end.
Yeah, I get that. I'm sorry. I don't know if you can hear my dog howling in the back, but yeah, I totally agree. It was just like we were so vested in the characters that it just got to a point where we're like, okay, this is how they would view. You know, Kalium has lost his wife. He's lost his wife. He's lost his daughter in a brutal fashion. He's got revenge on the guy who did that. Now he wants to kill Needles, who's wronged him in addition to that. And it just all set up for us to just naturally push on stream, to not take Will Jones's hints that, hey, we're about to drop. And when Will Jones finally dropped us, I was really happy to see that he actually killed us and did not do the kind of like, okay, well, you wake up prisoners again and kind of hit the reset button. I felt like that moment.
It's like we already did that.
Yeah, like that moment at the festival when it was like all of our plans had come to fruition. We had done everything we could to get there, and we were just going all out. And we dropped legitimately right there on stream. It was surprising, but I think that was a much better ending than trying to artificially continue the game for a couple more sessions just because we had sponsors.
And you know, not only that, we got a great little mini series out of it, so that was cool.
That's true.
We got the revisit season 1 characters and cast, so I enjoyed that part. So that was definitely really cool. And you know, I feel like we would have lost credibility, like you said, had he gone the other way. Like you had already been taken prisoner once. We started as prisoners in the very beginning. A third time would not have been a charm.
I agree. I totally agree. And kudos to Will Jones for handling that, I think, the right way. I just think he handled it absolutely the right way. And it was fun to see 4 people who make videos about, you know, here on YouTube about how to play Dungeons and Dragons and how to, you know, get into character and how to improve your gameplay. We went full murder hobo at the end of this campaign. And that, I think that was a lot of fun, just kind of looking back.
And it was like, so like the game ended with a bad round for 2 of the characters. One of the characters threw him into a situation like this, thinking this is going to be so cool, and then he like inadvertently drew an attack of opportunity or something, and that was it. It was over. It was over.
It was over. He got attacked. He got the second attack of opportunity against him, dropped him, and the next round he was going to be able to get up and twin heal us, and we were going to be able to get away. But that's the whole point to the dice, right? Is the randomness.
Not only that. Not only did Will like drop 3 of the players out of the 4 and show that, you know, he wasn't playing with kid gloves, he took it a step further and had me encounter those 2 criminals And my character's dump stat is wisdom, so he can be a little naive and trusting with some things. And he's like, all right, well, I'm going to get out of this. I'm going to talk my way out of it with Salvatore. And nope. So, like all the way around, he sealed the deal and made sure we all had a dark ending.
And I think it was a special note that as we continue to move forward with Saber Dice, seasons 3, 4, 5, 10, however long we keep going on with the show with different seasons and different casts now, which we've got a little announcement here we'll make about that if you guys haven't heard about the new shows coming up. We'll talk about that here in a moment. But I think it's special to know that, yes, this happened. We dropped live on stream. It happened naturally, and it was as much as a surprise to the cast and producers of the show as it was, I think, for everybody watching who didn't realize that I didn't know going into it.
Do you think there's people that were watching who thought that was planned?
I'm sure, but I mean, Dave, it ended in 90 minutes. We expected to go 2.5 hours typically on a session. And it went 90 minutes because we died. We legitimately died 90 minutes in. That was it. We died. And so we're like, let's do a Q&A. We'll talk about what we'll do next week for the show. And so maybe. And
then we took a break. He said, what are we going to do for next week for the show?
Yeah, we take a break. All right, guys, we'll be right back after a 5-minute break. And then we're like, all right, so seriously, guys, what who's going to run? What are we going to do? And we just finished up the kind of backup that we had, and going back to season 1 characters, and that was a ton of fun. I love playing Oliver, so that was fun.
That was a blast. Can't wait for season 3.
Speaking of season 3, Dave, for those of you guys who don't know, that is going to start again. I don't know when this video will go up, but that is going to start on February the 21st. We have a new place and time for those shows for Saber Dice. Those have been moved to youtube.com/SaberDice. We're actually live streaming on YouTube. We're getting a little bit of a better buffer there, and so a lot of people have loved the move over there. We've also moved the game up in time so more people can catch it live. So you can go over to youtube.com/SaberDice on Wednesdays at 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. And then we are adding a second game that is going to be on Mondays. I believe the start date on that is going to be the 26th. Let me just pull up my calendar. I think it's going to be the 26th. That is probably going to be at a little bit of a later time, and we'll announce that show's actual start time. But that is going to be run by Mike with Unmade Gaming, and it's going to have Ted with Nerdarchy in that game. It's going to have Jordan with Forgotten Realms Explained. We're going to have Cuddle Pit in that show. And then, of course, we have Bill, a.k.a. Wylock, with Wylock's Crafting Armory on that show as well. And so I'll be running season 3 on Wednesdays. Mike will be running a Numenera show on Mondays. And we hope to see you guys there. Come hang out with us, chat with us live. And I have a lot planned, Mr. Friant. I have a lot planned, Mr. Friant, about some fun little dungeon crawls. So I hope you're ready.
I can't wait to see it.
Thank you guys. Thank you guys for hanging out with us. We appreciate it. We have a double episode today, so head over to Nerdarchy's channel. I'm going to put a link down in the description below. It'll take you right over to that video so you guys can see me and Dave chatting about whether or not D&D YouTubers are ruining the game of D&D, which was a fun little video to shoot. But thank you guys. That's all we got. My name is Cody. That's David Friant with Nerdarchy. May your games be filled with awesome memories and even better friends. We'll catch you guys next time. Take care.
Yeah.